It is. It is. Love me some Destiny.
What? Who plays that game?
Everybody in this
I
call, I believe.
definitely
Oh
don't
my.
play that game at all.
You mean it's not dead? Let me stop.
Okay, do we start the show now?
Yes.
You look at the Twitch numbers. I would say Destiny.
Okay, wait, it's time for the intro. Hello, everybody. Welcome to SubSunday episode 87. My name is what am I today? What am I today?
SS Citadel.
Oh no, I'm 3X.
X,
Yeah,
triple X
XXX Citadel. That's exactly who I am. We are joined here by
Dweezy.
that guy Dweezy.
Top 10 plays. Check me out on White Boys channel. Dweezy.com. Dweezy/YouTube. Feel me?
The
hit
Viking, the man
my
himself,
card, don't
the
give a fuck.
magnificent beard, I want to touch it, but I can't because I'm so far away. Then we have this other guy who no one knows. He's a guest. If you want to be a guest, email Kelly. Yeah, he's over there.
No, fuck Kelly. Kelly can't get you a guest. Kelly tried to get 2 guests today, and they were both pussies. Couldn't make up their goddamn mind. You know what? If you want to be on SubSunday, you fucking demand a spot. You don't ask. You demand, and you take it. Take it!
But yeah, it's good to be here.
So
I'm
apparently,
crying.
so
How
apparently,
aggressive he is in his voice. He took this spot. Hear how aggressive that is?
Uh,
Demand it.
so apparently, Lyric is playing a game called The Bunker, and I kind of want to play it. It's one of those like live action story, decision type games. Looks pretty cool.
I don't ever watch Lyric stream.
I don't either. I just was looking at the index and I saw that he was
I
live
don't watch.
on that index.
He streams with this guy Shorty a lot, and I can't watch his streams when he streams with Shorty because I don't really like Lyric's voice. So, I'm not gonna listen to it. So,
I understand.
this game is really good, and it's really short.
Really? It's
Yeah,
only
it's
the
like-
first episode.
It's like 3 hours.
I mean, it's episodic, isn't it?
No. I don't
No?
think so. No, I'm pretty sure it's not. It didn't seem episodic. Kind of wrapped it up at the end of the game.
Oh, I thought it was episodic.
Yeah, the guy, the main character, is one of the dwarves in The Hobbit.
Okay, which one?
One of them.
I mean, just
He made 3 movies. One of them.
that's a lot of help.
Which one?
Dude. Let me look it up. You know something? I was not a big fan of Her Story. Her Story was garbage.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. Remember at the Video Game Awards when they
Oh, where
Her
they
Story-
butchered it? Like,
they said the wrong name, and she was like, "Should I go?"
what do we do here? Wasn't it The Witcher that won? But they said this
No.
guy for Her Story.
Her Story won, but they said the actress of Tomb Raider.
No, it was The Witcher 3.
No, not for Game of the Year, for best like performance.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so the actress from Her Story won, but they said the girl from Tomb Raider's name. They said like whatever the fuck from Her Story, but they said the Tomb Raider's actress's name in Her Story, and it's like, so they both were like, which one of us goes up there?
Right? That's funny. That is
Keith
pretty funny.
Sutherland. Oh, dude, once Keith Sutherland won his award, he pieced out. He
Oh,
kept
dude.
showing him in the audience the whole time, and as soon as after he won his award, they didn't show him anymore. He fucking left.
That's because he was only there because fucking Konami probably made him go. No,
Yeah.
that whole knock towards Konami was pretty great. They said that Kojima couldn't be here, and everybody's like, boo! Jim Sterling did an excellent part about that. As soon as he saw that dude, he's like, wait a minute, let me replay that one more time. No, I'm going to play it one more time. One more time. That was great.
Well, they're making. I guess they for a while ago they said Konami was going to focus on mobile games, but they're making another Metal Gear game. Metal Gear like Zombies or some shit.
Oh God, we don't.
Metal Gear Survive.
I saw the 15 minutes of gameplay, and I'm like,
Retarded.
it just doesn't look right. I don't like this.
Did you see Kojima on Facebook? He commented on the trailer when they posted to their Facebook. Said, "Are you guys open for criticism?" And they said, "Absolutely." And he just said, "It fucking sucks." He just-
Savagery. Savagery.
I mean, he is the master himself. I mean,
Yeah.
Like-
yeah.
it sucks. I mean, I don't think it's gonna sell well. I don't think people are gonna buy it.
It'll do all right, probably. It'll probably break even, right? No, if it sucks, it's not gonna. Like, if it's a decent game, it'll sell all right, but not as good.
As it would if it's had Kojima's name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it sucks, oh my god.
What is it? Death Stranding is the game he's working on right now with Norman Reedus.
Yep.
That shit's great. His Instagram has been fucking funny.
Did you hear what he said at the Japanese Game Award about it?
What did he say?
Japanese Games Conference was 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he said that too many games are about sticks. Everyone's hitting each other. I want to make a game about ropes, where everyone's bonded together and they have to work to solve a problem.
Yeah, that's
And I was like, that's a weird way to say that, dude.
That's called Resident Evil 7, the demo, the whatever, the last hour or whatever the hell that demo's called. Yeah, have you guys ever been in the Discord? Have you been in the Discord, Resident Evil 7 demo Discord? That shit is crazy, dude. Seriously, you need a fucking tinfoil hat before you go in there. Because it gets deep at some point. It's like, I was reading through it and I'm like, this is like it's conspiracy theorists heaven right here. They are insane. It's beautiful.
I am looking forward to it's Death Stranding, right?
Yep, Death Stranding.
Because I saw the trailer and I have no idea what the entire game is going to be about. I have no clue. I'm like trying to put pieces together. Like, all right, so he's a guy and it's Norman Reedus, and why is there?
I think the overall. So he said that the overarching concept was creation stranding, which is like remember the beach had all those dead crabs and whales and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a real thing that happens, where they will kill themselves. And I forget the reason why, but I'm assuming because of all of the oil is going to be some hippy-dippy bullshit about oil.
Oh, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. All right, so let's get into the
That'll
question.
probably be out in 2019.
The first question we usually ask on this show, and that's, what have you guys been playing?
Oh, you know what?
Guess what have you been playing? Fuck you, DeQuazy.
Oh. So I've been playing, I play NBA 2K. I'm just that type to play sports games. I played.
I regret asking.
Huh?
DeQuazy, what do you play?
Wow. Okay.
What?
Savagery.
I'm joking, keep going.
Wow.
Finish, Senzu, finish it.
I'm just waiting until Mafia 3 comes out. I'm gonna be playing that.
Okay, cool. DeQuazy, Destiny.
Yeah.
Okay, Destiny.
I'm wearing a Destiny shirt. Yeah. So.
Yeah, Destiny. That's all I've been playing. What about you, Citadel?
Overwatch, a little bit of Battlefront, and Battlefield 2142. We're talking about 2142 later because it's kind of a big deal.
The weird thing about Overwatch is I love watching it, and I love the lore and everything behind it. I do not own the game. I don't own the game at all.
You totally should. I'm just
ugh.
the fact that you don't own it right now.
Well, the fact that I don't own it is because I know I'm gonna suck.
Speaking
No.
of Overwatch, you remember the game Paladins I told you about a while back?
Oh yeah.
Dude, they have blatantly ripped Overwatch off for a bunch of their characters, and I love it. It is absolutely amazing.
I get emails all the time saying, "Check out this new character in Paladins."
Oh, Biscuit Raid?
Hold on. Total
Biscuit
Biscuit Raid.
From Biscuit Raid.
That's fascinating. Holy shit.
Oh,
Hate
look
them.
at them go.
Biscuit Boy Raid. Yeah, wow.
Wow.
Oh,
Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing today?
Total Biscuit.
How's it going?
wait, the
I,
Biscuit?
I have no clue, but it
Total
just
Biscuit. The
it
Total
just
Biscuit.
destroyed in here. It says Total Biscuit Raid. Holy crap.
Oh my god.
Is he streaming? I don't even think he's streaming.
I don't know if he is,
like-
but I think
I
this is legit. Maybe, possibly.
Maybe. I mean, it's still a raid, so.
Zord, shut up.
Welcome to
What
Base
is going on, everybody in the
How's it
chat? How
going,
are you guys doing? Holy shit, that kind of threw me off for a
That
second.
exploded.
Hey, I was here for this. This happened. This is history right now.
And this is the first SubSunday that I show up for, and this is what I see.
Welcome to
Okay,
Base Ranger.
hold on. Okay,
$500.
my follower notification is going nuts. Everybody, thank you guys for coming in and hanging out. And everybody who hit that follow button, thank you guys for hitting that follow
Welcome
button.
to Base Ranger.
How are you guys doing today? Not sure if this is a real one or not, but that's awesome if it is. Bend the knee for TB. Nice.
Welcome to Base
Even if
Ranger.
it wasn't a real raid, somebody else sent everyone over here and said, "Okay, everybody, don't tell them who we actually are. We're
Welcome
totally
to
told.
Base Ranger.
Totally told everybody. All right, okay."
Okay, we got completely off subject. What were we talking about?
We were talking about
Welcome
Overwatch.
to
Overwatch
Base
and Paladins.
Ranger.
Huh?
Oh, how Paladins.
Overwatch-
Oh yeah. Paladins is completely and utterly ripping off Overwatch right now. They have a character that, you know, just about every big character in Overwatch is now being, you know, modified for Paladins, and I actually enjoyed Paladin. I still do. I haven't played it in a while, but I'm gonna hop back on it here soon with this new
Welcome to
update
Base
and check it
Ranger.
out. But it's nuts.
The thing that I don't get is, yes, you know, they can do that. Like, is there any way Blizzard can kind of go after them? Because I feel like it's
Little tummy biscuit.
Unless they literally like took Tracer's model and put it into
Welcome to Base
Paladins,
Ranger.
and they can't, because you could say that someone like Winston is taken from another game. Or I'm trying to think of a soldier. I'm trying to think of a good example of a character that was taken from another. You could say
it
that.
was- It was what's his face, Reaper. is-
Yeah.
they blatantly took him, like utterly and just totally took him from that game.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, but yeah, I don't think Blizzard can do anything because, like, you can't call it, like, you can't sue someone if they take your game mode. Like,
yeah. I mean,
look how many
you can't really be that innovative
battle-
with game modes.
look how many battle royale style.
52. Oh shit.
Yeah, look how many battle
Yeah.
royale
How
style.
the viewers
Yeah,
they get?
how many? It's exactly. It's like it's the new Supremacy in Destiny is basically it's kill confirm in every other game. I mean, you know, capture the flag is what is that game mode called in there? Control and so on and so forth. I mean, really, Rift is about the only oddball on there. But even then, that's not capture the flag. No, that is capture the flag. Control and what is that name? Domination are the same game modes, so on and so forth. I mean, you can't particularly sue somebody, but then again, this is a free-to-play game. They're not really making any money off these new characters that I've seen. I don't know if you have to buy them or not, but I'm pretty sure they're just free to the update. I gotta log into Paladins
I
here
haven't logged
soon.
since Overwatch came out. I haven't been on Paladins.
I enjoyed the crap out of Paladins. It was fun. Fernando and everything was a blast.
Okay, so Kelly, you know we have to squeeze in the little section of Destiny talk. Have you finished everything for Rise of Iron yet? I mean, not everything. But like,
Everything but the raid and the Thorn bounty and the other exotic pulse rifle bounty. That's all I'm missing. I'm just missing those three things.
how'd you like the campaign?
I actually enjoyed the campaign. I know a lot of people were complaining about it being short, but I mean, Bungie announced that it was gonna be small. You know,
Yeah,
it was gonna be
because
small.
half their team is working on Destiny 2.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it. I liked the story of Iron Lord. I liked becoming an Iron Lord. Becoming an Iron Lord was fun.
I like the fact that there was more story-driven content, and like the cutscenes actually told the story instead of just going like, "All right, here's a cutscene," and you kind of just show up. Like I felt like it was more of like a transition. Like you'd walk into a place, the cutscene would start, then it would end, and
Yeah.
you feel like you learned something.
Yeah. Every cutscene actually told the story. I know what you're saying. Unlike, you know, year one, you know, where year one they just said, "Oh, I'm walking into a room," and then you have to listen to dialogue for 15 minutes to try to figure out what's going on. And you know, they did better in Taken King. Taken King, the storyline, you know, was told in the cinema scenes, which was nice, but not nearly as much as the Iron Lord. The Iron Lord, you had this awesome, epic opening scene of Saladin explaining what happened to the Iron Lords, and the battle and everything, and that look on the Iron Lord's face as she closes the door, you know.
And at the end, this is a spoiler for anybody who hasn't finished the campaign. At the end, when you find out what happens to his
buddies.
his buddies, you're kind of like, ugh.
Aww.
It's past our dinner time.
I have a question for you guys.
Yep.
Like Kelly brought it up, that how Taken King told the story and cinematics and with kind of voiceovers while you're going through the mid level.
Yeah.
Do you think that's something that video games have always taken from movies? Turn off gameplay and watch pretty much a cutscene, which would be like a small, like short film at sometimes, because like Uncharted, they got kind of long. The cutscenes could go on for like, there's like a few 10-minute cutscenes in Uncharted. You guys prefer that, where sort of gameplay, pause gameplay, and then you get a story moment and a cutscene, and then resume gameplay, or something like Brothers, Tale of Two Sons, where there's no cutscenes and they tell the story through the gameplay?
I like cutscenes, like gameplay than cutscenes and gameplay, mainly because of the fact of, I really like playing, and yes, the cutscenes sometimes are really, really well made, but I think it also depends on the type of game that you're playing, because the only thing that I wanted from Destiny since year one is to put more of the story in the game, because I'm one of those weirdos that took the time and read all the Grimoire cards, and I know all the backstory, and I'm saying, like, the campaign compared to what you guys are writing is just terrible. It's just a bit.
It was.
And every single expansion since then, starting with Taken King, which is only one, they started to realize that, people aren't going to spend their time looking at the Grimoire cards. How about we actually put the story in the game? That's something new.
Well, there's a YouTuber I found called My Name's Biff. And
My name's Biff.
Biff. He does some pretty damn amazing videos about the lore of Destiny, and I've been watching him a lot to get kind of caught up on the lore.
I mean, like, Oryx is a transgender. Like, people didn't know that. Oryx was Oresh, who was a girl who was like, nah, I'm not really cool with this whole thing. I'm going to become a guy and be really badass. It just happened. But do they tell it in the story? No, you got to read it.
Yep. I guess it's one of those things. It's like, if you're that powerful and epic, you can choose whatever you want to be.
Yeah, you don't even have to do anything.
Do you think Destiny will follow the same course as every other MMO, that when you have the last patch before an expansion, you have a content drought? Do you think Destiny will go through a year?
If they're smart, they'll feed us small content bits throughout the next year. Like add a couple extra, like another strike would be great. Add about 2 or 3 more strikes in, and give us a little bit more. Give us a couple new exotics. Give us more equipment, stuff like that. Give us a little bit more story, like the April update, but a little bit more to it.
Yeah.
Until Destiny 2 comes out. If they feed us like every 2 months a little bit more content that'll keep us happy, Destiny 2 can come out, and it can come out strong, and it'll succeed like Destiny 1 should have. I have a feeling Activision's already shitting all over Destiny 1.
I know they're going to bring back Festival of the Lost, Sparrow Racing. They're going to bring back new trial stuff, and I'm not a huge PvP guy. And the funny thing is, if you realize, Kelly, when they added new strikes in the first year of the game, they were just the same strikes, but backwards.
Yeah, I noticed that.
That's all it was. And you looked at things differently. You're like, oh, this is a new play. It's not new. It's
No.
same thing. But I'm going to have to say that Bungie's been doing a good job at trying to keep Activision at bay, like with the whole microtransaction thing.
They're not doing a good job, because if you look at the two MMOs that Activision has control and owns, so you have Destiny, which goes through large content droughts. The content that you do get isn't as expansive as your other MMO, and there's a shit ton of microtransactions that affect the gameplay. And then you have World of Warcraft, which somehow Activision has not managed to mess up to the level that they're trying to with Destiny.
I think that's because Blizzard was like, dude, we got this. We got this.
Yeah.
Chill out.
We've been doing this for a
Destiny
while.
in their first year ran into problems that every MMO runs into their first year. And you would think a company as large as Destiny, as large as Bungie, and has made as many games as Bungie, and then Activision, who has control of World of Warcraft, would see these problems and be able to help and stop them. But they just didn't.
I am gonna make one more comment before we talk about this. What you're saying. I don't think that was a total biscuit raid. I'm pretty sure that was just a troll raid.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't streaming and he didn't tweet it.
Yep. Yeah, it was a nice thought.
Oh yeah, I mean,
raid's a raid.
Yep.
yeah, raid to raid. People still came here and watched us.
Yep. Anyways, continue, Crazy. What were you saying?
I was gonna say the thing that people are having problems with now, as far as Destiny, this expansion overall went by well. A lot of people liked it, but it's the new ornaments. Now ornaments are they're just a skin for your weapons. They don't change anything. They just make them look different. But the only I don't know if you can get them like by farming, but the easy way to do it, obviously, is to do microtransactions. Now, you can't buy the skin itself, but you can buy a package that might contain the skin, as per usual. But the problem is that once you get the skin, you have to equip it using materials that you get from that package. So there's some times where you buy a bunch of packages, you get a bunch of skins, but you don't have enough of the material from the packages to actually equip the skins, which makes you buy more packages. And people are really upset about that.
I don't blame them. I have one gun with a skin on it, and that's my Monte Carlo, and that's because I got enough stuff out of the drop to get it, and that's it.
Mm.
Here, we can talk about microtransactions. Do you think... Okay, so... Here, I'll do the math real quick. So people complain about the price of games, that the game's $60 and then there's usually a $50 season pass, so that now you're at $110 for a AAA game. Like most AAA games are... When did the N64 come out?
The 90s?
Okay, I'm just going to put 95 as...
N64...
just no. Google the original Zelda. When did the original Zelda come out?
1996 is when the Nintendo 64 came out.
When did the original Zelda come out?
That was when I was born.
The original Zelda apparently came out in 2017. Original. There we go. Because my Googling powers are not very good.
Comes out next year.
It would be February 21st, 1968.
1968?
86. Wow. Dyslexia.
I was like, I didn't know it went back that far.
Right?
Okay. So let's... I think it was more expensive, but let's just go for... I think it was $70, but let's just say the Zelda game was $60 in 1986. That's $131 now. So you look at something like The Witcher. Okay, not The Witcher, bad example. Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 is $60 for the base game, so you get the multiplayer and campaign, plus $50 for the season pass. That's $110. That is more content than that's in the original Zelda. Was $131. That's $131. So games have gotten cheaper.
More content doesn't mean a fun game.
That's very true.
It just means you have more stuff to mindlessly go through. Doesn't mean you're not fun with it.
Would you be okay with a fun game that's 3 hours and costs $110 like Battlefield 1, and it's more? You're gonna have more fun in that 3 hours than you will have in 3 hours of Battlefield 1.
I'd rather a game that is consistently fun throughout like a short span, right? So say like
It was $49.99 back in 1968, 86.
so it was cheaper.
Yep.
Well, it's not cheaper because it would be 100 and.
Well, yeah, adjusting for inflation.
Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, $115.
Yep. We're gonna have to start a new chat window here in a minute.
But yeah, so the games have gotten, they've gotten cheaper, but they've just split it is made different editions. You can either pay $60 for the base edition, which you get the multiplayer and single player maps, or you could pay $110 and get a higher edition where you get more content. And it's not like
I don't know, man. The content that's released in like the Call of Duty Season Pass, unless it's a Treyarch game, is not worth it to me. Like the only thing that makes the Treyarch Season Pass worth it to me is zombies, and I still haven't even bought zombies
Why?
for Black Ops 3. The multiplayer maps, I don't give a shit. I mean, half the time, I don't even see those in rotation. Most of the time, I just see the base maps.
The thing that really gets me about zombies is didn't Treyarch end zombies? Not end zombies, but the current story, like in the recent DLC.
I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with Black Ops 3 zombies.
Well, I think they did, and people are
There's
really.
zombies in the new DLC.
What was that?
I think there's zombies.
Yeah, there's
No,
zombies in
no.
the new DLC.
No, there is zombies, but like they followed up like with with Nikolai and like Rick Toffin and all those guys. I think they ended that story.
Okay, because the last time I was checking in the story, they were hunting down the original cast, like the original Tank, the original Nikolai, the original. Well, he was already dead, so and Takio. They were hunting them all down, killing them, and taking their souls to charge this orb. And the last one I saw was when they caught up with Tank, and they killed him to put a stop to the cycle that they were stuck in.
The last time I followed the zombie story, Nikolai and the rest of them were in a submarine, and I was being chased by George Romero.
Okay, so that's been a while since you played that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
that was what, like Black
Call
Ops
of the-
1?
That was Black Ops 1, Call
Yeah.
of the Dead.
Call of the Dead. Yeah,
It was a good map.
It was a good map. A lot of things have happened since then, like Maxoff and what is his name? The German guy, the character you play as.
Rick Toffin?
Rick Toffin, they're stuck in the ether. Samantha's there. Rick Toffin's trying to kick Samantha and take the ether, and Maxoff is trying to stop Rick Toffin, and Origins happens. And Origins is actually it's the same characters, but different timeline. Like, this happens in 1914 or something like that, if I remember correctly. Years before it was supposed to happen in World War II.
Listen, if someone could just string together all the cutscenes so I can like figure out from the beginning what's happening, because I'm not that good at zombies, and the Easter eggs just get worse and worse every year, and I can't follow so many steps.
I for one am just, I don't know, I'm not really that into zombies. Like, no matter with any Call of Duty game, I mean, I'll play like a round or something with some friends, but then as far as that, I don't really pay attention to anything else, like the lore about it or the story. I think the only time I paid attention was when I played it with World at War. What game are we talking about? We're talking about zombies.
Oh yeah, we're talking
And,
about
the
Call of
Call of
Duty
Duties?
zombies.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just been always something that hasn't really caught my attention that well. Like, I get it; it's like a survival mode, but to be honest, like, it's gotten better with the other Call of Duty games. Like, Black Ops 3 was like the game that I've played the most zombies with. That in Black Ops 1.
I played 2 matches of zombies in Black Ops 3, and I hated it.
I don't think I've ever actually. The only zombie killing I did in Black Ops 3 was in the campaign.
I played more zombies in Advanced Warfare.
That
I
was
didn't buy it.
I skipped that
horrible. I hated
I skipped that
zombie
one. I
mode.
skipped that and Ghosts.
Get out of that.
That was so stupid.
I hadn't played one since like Modern Warfare 3.
That might be the last video I uploaded on my channel. Was me and DeQuazy playing.
Yeah, and I sucked at it, and we died like real early. I remember that.
I think we got to round 15.
Yeah, but it's bad.
Oh, okay. I still like zombies. I'm actually going to sit down and probably find a decent video. I think Doc already found one for us. It's all the cutscenes for Black Ops 3. Holy crap. Okay, cool.
Dude, what do you think about this? A game company, so Battlefield, Kingdom Hearts is going to come out. Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out.
I'm not holding my breath.
Hypothetically,
Wait.
it comes out. Infinite Warfare comes out, and they ask, why is there a season pass and microtransactions? What if Activision publishes like an in-depth write-up of everything they spent money on, the total cost of the game, projected sales, and how much they need to fund the next game and continue to make the DLC? And this is why the pricing is where it's at. Do you think people would respond with? How do you think people would think about that?
People would still hate them.
People would hate them.
And then you go a tour through the office. You follow one of the devs home. He has 3 kids. House. And that supply drop you just bought is paying for his grandmother's insulin. Now you're not.
I mean,
Hard.
technically, like the entire like office of Activision would have made so much money.
Okay, hold on a minute. We're not hating the dev. We're not hating Joe Schmo doing the art background. We're just hating the company, the name of Activision.
But you could say the reason why Activision is doing this weird stuff with the microtransaction is to help the devs.
They're helping their profit margin, not the devs.
Well, I mean, that's the problem with a publicly traded company. They have a moral and legal obligation to make as much money as possible. Morally, to the people who invested, ethically, they have to make as much money for those investors as possible. And legally. Imagine if you invested in a company.
Still gonna hate him.
And then they
Just still gonna hate him. Just still gonna
Doesn't matter.
Fuck that guy. I have to pay for this so I can have this. No, I hate you. I just dropped this much money on it.
Man, I need to sell more DLC so I can achieve my dream to have a boat. And I'm just gonna stomp the shit out of the boat. Just burn it.
Yep.
Just cover it in fucking gas and then just light it.
All right.
Like, what about that dreams, huh? Where's my rare weapon? The supply drops.
So let's talk about Horizon Zero Dawn.
This is of all the games coming out in the next few months, this is the only one that I'm like super hyped for. My hype level is 10 out of 10 for this game.
Didn't Recore already come out? I heard it was really good.
I heard. So my friend bought it, and he is under the impression that it's for children. That it's made the weapons. So there's 3 different type of things you can shoot that do damage: red, blue, and yellow. Everything's color coded. Auto aim is insane. Like you just sort of tap, zoom in, and no matter where you're aiming, it'll drag you over to the spot where it is.
Okay.
The most difficult thing is some puzzle solving, but all of the combat is strafe, left to right, and shoot. The most difficult thing you're going to do is some of the puzzle solving, but he really thinks that the reason this is a children's game, and that's why it's $40, because it's a children's game, which isn't a bad thing.
No, it isn't a bad thing.
It's a children's game.
Okay, so Horizon Zero Dawn looks pretty damn cool. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm super hyped for it. I hope it doesn't get played.
I like the art style.
I like it too.
I just have that feeling it's gonna fall into the same category as Far Cry. Far Cry 3 and 4 were amazing games. Primal, not so much. All right, hold on a second, guys. I gotta start up a new meeting. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. Gotta wait for everybody else to get in here. Take an intermission, guys. If you're listening to this, go take a leak.
I was looking to see the development time of it, and it's a normal. I thought it was a development for a long time. It's normal. It's it has a 4-year development cycle.
What does?
Horizon, they've been working on it for 4 years.
Really?
Yeah. So the last game they made was Killzone Shadowfall, and that came out in 2013. So it's a 4-year development cycle.
Okay.
4.5 years.
We really have to find a permanent solution to our problem.
I honestly, guys, I can barely afford my own stuff right now. So I wouldn't be able to pay for this for a little while until I got more motion going on Twitch to pay for this stuff.
I'll check out the pricing.
I'll see if we can. I think there's definitely some alternatives that we can look into somewhere.
But yeah, 4.5-year development cycle. That's super. That's a good amount for an RPG. For an open world RPG, 4.5 years. That's pretty decent.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited for it. Like, it's really the only game I'm excited for.
Well, see, I can't wait for what's it called? Days Gone. Days Gone's gonna be amazing.
Days Gone, yeah.
Yeah, that looks very fun. Detroit becoming human, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
That looks really cool. I like those type of games where it's this cause and effect of your decision.
That trailer for the game gave me so much anxiety, mainly because of the fact that I was like, what do I do? I'm not even playing the game yet. What do I do? I have no idea. Do I shoot? But what if this happens? But what if that happens?
There are a few things with that trailer that kind of made me worried. One, I hope that's not the only encounter you have. I hope it's a longer detective game, and a lot of the games like that where it's decision making, like this happened to an extent with LA Noire, where it's not really detective. It's sort of like you walk into a room, there's a bunch of stuff around the room that you can go up and interact with, but you just go site to site and you click a button, he looks at it, says something to give you a clue of what you should be thinking, and then moves to the next clue, and then you have the encounter. And it's not really any gameplay, it's just sort of, oh, there's a gun, I found this, I found this, I found this, now I'm going to talk to the guy.
It reminds me a lot of like Heavy Rain, and not that it's a bad thing. Heavy Rain was a fantastic game, an amazing game. It's just it
Heavy
reminds
Rain's
me
a
a
good
lot
description.
of it. Yes. Yeah.
Didn't
Or the
Heavy Rain-
And
Jason
I hope that's
Simulator.
not the only encounter, because well, I would only want to do that once. The way I would want to play it is do each encounter once. If that's the only one and I mess up and that little girl dies, I want to play it so that little girl has died, and that has to affect how I go into the next situation. I don't want it to be, oh, she died, press reset. This is a video game, press reset, let's go again. I want to be, that girl's dead, and that matters. And now that affects me when I'm going to my next case.
And one thing that I noticed, this is a little part of the trailer, where all the cyborgs, they have that little like thing in the temple that you can tell that they're a cyborg, and normally it's always blue, but the guy that was holding the girl hostage, his was red, and then when he shot like the protagonist, your character, his little circle thing goes red for a second, and I'm just trying to think of will there be I'm maybe looking too deep into this, but will there maybe be a mechanic where like you go about things different ways? Like you are a detective, you can be like the level-headed detective where you just go and try to rationalize with people, or you can just guns blazing, going in, shooting people, and doing stuff.
I think so, because one of the options was like when the guy said put the gun down, you could either obey or ignore. Like if you just ignored him, that's gonna you can just sort of be ballsy and ballsier.
That's pretty interesting, actually.
And one thing I thought was cool was when he was in the elevator and he was flicking the coin back and forth as he flicked the coin from his right hand to his left hand. When it got to his left hand, the left side blinked up, and when it got to the right side blinked up. Like he was using a different side of his brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Depending on what side he was using, is what side lit up.
Well, see, I think if you screw up as you're playing through, if you screw up and the little girl dies, I think it's going to affect what happens throughout the rest of the game. I think that's how they're going.
I hope it's not just that, and that's the only. If that's the only mission, could you imagine? That'd be a shit show. That's a $10 game max if that's the only one.
I don't think that's going to be the only mission. I think that's going to be the first mission that leads to a whole lot more, and the story developing that maybe there's some sort of issue with the software of the androids that's making everybody go crazy. Another game that's kind of like that, but it's more like the Telltale games, is called Blues and Bullets, and it's made by this small company, Crowd Monsters, and they did 2 episodes, and I'm impatiently waiting for the 3rd episode to come out because it has unfolded in these 2 episodes to be one of the most amazing, choose your choices type stories, and the detective feature in there, how he does his whole detecting and stuff like that is amazing. I love what they did with it. They just need to make it quicker, and I understand why they're not, because they are a small indie company, and that is a big game to do for them.
Cole, do you know when Detroit Become Human comes out?
No clue.
I don't even think they have a release date.
Yeah, I don't think there is one.
They're just building up the hype right now.
But it is by the same studio that did make Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah, it's Quantic Dreams.
Beyond Two Souls was not a good game.
It wasn't as
Beyond Two
good as it
Souls-
should have been.
It made me confused because you know how all the chapters are basically at different points of time in her life.
Mhm.
It was
Yeah.
just like I don't know. I don't like that type of inconsistency with it, like because it would be one part she's a kid, then one part she's an adult, and then just
I didn't
further.
I didn't mind that. I just thought the story was they didn't make, the story was kind of weak, and then because the thing with Heavy Rain that made you like play through it was the story was
Heavy.
insanely good.
It was really heavy.
It was insanely good, so you forgave the gameplay, but the but beyond
The story of Heavy Rain is what carried the entire game through. It's like you wanted to know what happened. You wanted to see what sick, twisted thing he had to do in order to get his kid back. I mean, how many people shot the drug dealer?
I didn't.
I wasted his ass every time.
The thing that still messes me up now is when he just sat at the table and
Cut his finger off?
what did you use to cut your finger off?
I did it with like I did it once with a pair of scissors and once with a knife.
The scissors was not a good idea.
No,
my
this is
God.
oh
It
my.
just kept-
Oh.
Oh, it just kept sawing. And I'm thinking, I should not have chosen a pair of, like, elementary school at-home scissors. Oh, shit.
That was brutal. That's all I'm saying. That took some balls. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I hope Kingdom Hearts 3, they announced that the same time they announced the PS4. That was years ago. Last year, last E3 2015, they said now in development. They didn't mention it at all at E3 2016. Hopefully it comes out next year.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Kingdom Hearts 3 is probably a pipe dream, just like Half-Life 3 and Left 4 Dead 3 and Portal 3.
The reason why I think it's still going to be coming out is because Kingdom Hearts 2.8 comes out in December, which is ridiculous. That we have a $60. It's not $60. It's probably like
It's like 40.
no. It's six. The full game is 60, but I'm thinking it's probably $40 worth of content in there because you're getting a remastered version of the two DS games, and then the Game Boy game, like Dream Drop Distance, I think.
That's for the 3DS.
Yeah, the DS. Yeah, you're getting a.
I mean, I remember I bought
remastered
like
version.
a long time, like a while ago. I think I bought the 1.5 edition, and that was only $40. And that came with the cutscenes for the DS game, just the cutscenes, and then Rechain of Memories, which was the Game Boy game.
Yeah,
Like,
so this
the
comes with
version.
Dream Drop, like fully remade for the PS4. Then 2.8, which is the prologue to 3. So, I guess I'll play that. Another
I don't know. I gave up on Kingdom Hearts a long time ago.
I guess I'll play that in December because they delayed South Park until 2017. So.
Hooray! Magnificent Seven. They're doing a remake of Magnificent Seven, and I cannot wait to watch it.
Wait, that's a
It was so.
remake?
It's a remake. It's a remake of a remake. The
Yep.
original one came out in '69, I think, and then it's a remake of a Japanese movie from I think the '40s.
Yep.
The 40s? God.
Yeah, they took a samurai movie, and they turned it into a western movie, and now they're remaking
The Western.
the western that's based off of a samurai movie.
Okay. All right.
Really, really good.
It's, I mean, the original Magnificent Seven, the western was fantastic also.
Yeah, it has Denzel Washington in it, Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke. It's a really good movie. Like the theater I saw in was packed, and like it's funny, and it's like the ending fight scene is super well done. And if you like westerns, you're gonna like this movie because it's a typical western. Like and like there's shootouts where they're standing in the middle of the street doing the shootout. It is super intense. Like
Oh yeah.
Is it always the quick draw?
it's the quick draw, but it's
By the way, it
by 5 minutes of super intense dialogue between two people, and then it's a quick draw, and it's like it's great.
go. It's by the way, it was based off of Akira Kurosawa's 1954 Japanese language film Seven Samurai. That's what the
That's good.
original
That's on
was.
Netflix. That's a good movie.
I'd probably go watch it. Should probably
Really
go watch
good.
it.
Watch that.
I don't think I've ever actually seen that. I've seen the original Magnificent Seven that came out in 1960. That had who was it? John Sturges. It was directed by John Sturges, Yul Brynner, Eli Walsh, Steve McQueen, and Horst. I can't say his last name. It had Charles Bronson, James Coburn,
White-
Robert Vaughn.
White Steve McQueen, not Black Steve McQueen from 12 Years a Slave, the white one. From
Brian Dexter. Those were Brad Dexter, excuse me, were all the seven.
Dexter's Lab.
Yeah, right.
Seven Samurai has a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's because it was a great movie. I mean, damn, you can't not listen. Everybody who makes fun of the old, kung fu flicks and the samurai flicks from Japan from the 50s and 40s, 50s, and 60s, they can laugh about them all with the bad dubs and all that stuff. But those were some fantastic movies, man. I'm gonna say this because it is very true right now. But Hollywood is running out of movies for ideas, and they've been running out for the last 20 years. It's like, why did we have a reboot of Ghostbusters? Why didn't we have a third Ghostbusters movie where they passed it on to their kids? That would have been a better movie than that garbage that
I don't think
came
it's
out.
as much as like.
To be fair, I don't
they
think
run
they're
out of ideas. I think
there's a lot of original movies every year.
Yeah,
It's just they don't get the show. They don't get the love that it's
they don't
deserved.
get the love. I think it's more of if the bigger studios want to take the risk of trying something new and seeing if it works out or not.
I mean, even the bigger studios are funding and making the
Fun one like every once in a while, but if they like something
there's
like
probably like 100 original movies a year. They're funded by the big studios.
You know what I watched the other day? It's Korean movies, man. I found a love in Korean horror movies. Korean
you watched-
has fantastic horror movies. If you ever want to, you got to read subtitles, but they do horror like I've never seen. Same with the Japanese. The Japanese have fantastic horror movies.
Have you seen Memory of a Murder?
I have not.
Memories of Murder. That,
Memories of Murder?
You got to watch that.
Okay.
Great. It's
I
a
wa-
Korean.
I watched a movie called Train to Busan, and it's a zombie flick, and it was awesome. It was awesome. They have the Revenge trilogy in Korea. It's Sympathy for or what is it called? Hold on, let me Google it real quick. REV.
big studios only want big names.
It is Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Old Boy, and Lady Vengeance. A couple years ago, Spike Lee did a remake of an American version of Old Boy, and if you have not seen either version, the Korean or the American version of Old Boy, I highly suggest taking some time and watching either one of them, because that is a movie that will keep you going. This is intense. What is going on? Why is this situation? And then at the end, when the main villain drops that fucking bomb on you, you're like,
Have you seen Green Room? You would like Green Room.
oh yes, I
No,
have.
I haven't
Patrick
seen it.
Patrick
What is it
Stewart
about?
was amazing in that movie.
Yeah, I was watching this, and when I got out, I was like, Kelly would like this movie.
Oh, dude, I loved it. It was fantastic.
What's the movie about?
It's about a punk
Oh.
band.
It's about a punk band. Here, I'll give you this. This is not a spoiler. This happens right away. It's pretty much the concept of the movie. It's a band. They're playing a gig at a bar, at a Nazi bar. They're going into the back room. They gather up all their stuff, and they see a dead body. And then it's about what happens after that.
Yes. And the shit that ensues on that is crazy. That was actually one of Anton Ulich's last few movies he did before he died, which is really sad. He was a fantastic actor.
Kelly is taking the tape.
Yes. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, another
Um,
good original movie. But have you seen Bone Tomahawk with Kurt Russell?
No, I have not.
That has to be the most violent movie I have ever seen. It's a Western, and they're going to a tribe of cannibal Indians. And
Oh, wow.
there's a scene where two Indians grab a guy by his legs, they strip him naked, and they hold him upside down naked. and then they never cut away. This is a single shot, like the guy's naked in the middle of your screen with two people holding his legs. They never cut away. The guy takes the head Indian takes an axe and starts hacking his balls and cuts him in half from the balls to the face. And they never cut away. It is just the most horrible, violent, it's unnecessary awfulness.
You piqued my interest.
And now we know that thing exists.
You're
Something like that exists in the world.
It does. That's the scary part.
Not that I'm surprised. It's just that I didn't want to realize it.
Another movie I caught, and this was actually a Daniel Radcliffe movie, is called Imperium. Since we're talking about neo-Nazi stuff with Green Room, Imperium's really good. Huh?
Oh, yeah,
Have you seen that? You're a Grand Wizard, Harry? As he's marching through the streets.
Well, he's shut up. He's a FBI agent that goes down into deep cover into like the skinheads and Aryan master race people, the fucking lunatics in these world, trying to find a local, a domestic terrorist. And the entire thing is intense. It's really good, and it's amazing how well of an actor he is.
Two other original movies that came out this year: Swiss Army Man.
Oh God, I still want to see that.
It's weird, but it
really is weird.
The rest of all of his other films are weird, but they have a sense of like he's not just doing weird things to be weird. They have a purpose, and there's like a meaning behind it, and it works. And also The Lobster. The Lobster, I thought was going to be a cheesy, bad movie, but it is really good.
Yeah,
it's about it's an island where it's like a dating island where you go there if you're single, and then you try to find your match. But if you don't find, and you have 1 month at that island, but if you don't find the match within the month, you get turned into the animal of your choice.
Wow.
And you get to that island, they tell you all this, and then they're like, hey, by the way, I know you're here to find a single, but if you don't match up with someone, we're going to turn you into an animal. And then the guy looks to his left, and the guy transforms into a deer and takes off through the woods.
Wow.
Crazy.
Speaking of Daniel Radcliffe, he said that he wants to be in Game of Thrones, and he wants to die.
Yeah.
He said, just put me in there. He's like, it's just one episode, and kill me. But I have to be in it. So that might happen. I don't know. I'd love to see it.
Me too. All right, so let's grab 2 more subjects, and then we're going to wrap the show up because I need to feed the kids.
Real quick, Battlefield 2 and 2142 are now free to play, and the servers are back on. And they're super populated. Like, there was 3,500 people playing 2142 this morning.
Are we talking Bad Company or just Battlefield 2?
Battlefield 2, not Bad Company.
Okay.
Just Battlefield 2. And new H1Z1 map. It's the update. It didn't fix the animations are still shit. There's still the graphics are still. It's the performance went up. There's a new UI and a new map.
Okay.
They got rid of the old map and replaced it with this new map. And they added a bunch of features, weapons, and stuff like that. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And then apparently, first ever quadriplegic treated with stem cells regains motor control in his upper body. So, like, who didn't ever see that coming? I mean, that's awesome. I'm glad for the person. Yeah. That is fantastic. And we all knew that stem cells could, fix problems. I mean, this is
another thing with stem cells. He grew. Yeah, he can move. No, he went from not having control, pretty much being not having control of any of his limbs. So pretty much being paralyzed from the neck down, essentially.
Right.
Only being paralyzed from the waist down. So yeah, he got his arms, chest movement, waist, torso movement, and everything back. He just doesn't have control of his legs.
Isn't the problem with stem cells that they're really good, but harvesting them is it's really controversial?
Yeah, because stem cells are.
Yeah, because you have to. So, getting them, you could get them from your bone marrow. So, you could do that. The most common way is from women's eggs, and that's where people.
Yeah, for a
That's where
zygote.
people-
Getting it from a zygote.
It doesn't have to be fertilized.
Really? I thought it had to be fertilized.
Just you can get it from an unfertilized egg. But even though the problem with that is, like, people were saying, like, you're taking an egg that could have been fertilized and making it so it will never be fertilized. And I think you could get it from, I think if you get a placenta. I'm pretty sure you could get stem cells from a placenta. Which, unless you're like eating the placenta after, like, what do you? They throw that away anyway. You might as well donate
No.
juice out of it.
Speaking of that, I remember there's just like this one weird story where I just heard like, because the placenta
Good
is
talk for a
actually
minute. I'll be right back.
pure nutrients.
Yeah.
It's just like pure good stuff in it, and then just some people say, hey, if you want to take it home with you and go ahead and cook it and maybe put it in your mouth, put it in your stomach, you can always do
I know a lot of people do that,
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
and a lot of people make them in the pills. Like they dehydrate it and they like
True.
put it. But like, yeah, it sounds really weird, and you're like, yeah,
Placenta. SubSunday now with stem cells.
What did you say?
Oh, it's Doc Gaming in the chat.
Oh,
It's now featuring stem cells.
yeah.
I mean, if stem cells do all this crazy stuff and like they help people gain like their mobility back after they've been like after they lose it.
They grew a woman had bladder cancer, and they grew her a bladder in a lab out of her stem cells, and then put it in her. They took
That's
her
crazy.
kidney, they took her bladder, and
That's
just
insane.
and grew one for her, and then they put it in, and she was good to go. The life she was about to live was they're going to take that bladder out, and she was going to have a bag strapped to her leg to pee into. They saved her a horrible life.
Well, that's just the world that we live in right now. There's so many different things, so many changes.
This is kind of sick. They hold down rats and they cut their legs off,
Oh,
and then they grow them back with stem cells though, so it's good to go.
that is interesting.
For science.
Here's the thing that kills me about stem cells. My wife was a type 1 diabetic. Her pancreas does not work at all. It does not create insulin at all. They could take stem cells and either grow her new pancreas or repair her old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she would be able to function as a normal human being without having to take a shot every day. But that would take money away from the pharmaceutical company.
Yeah. That's the reason.
Have you seen the whole thing with the antibiotics that we're running out of antibiotics?
Yeah. Because
Like,
all
you know
that,
how antibiotics, I think it's like every 5 years, antibiotics just sort of go out of, like, you can't use them anymore because
our bodies are used to.
Yeah, not our bodies are used
No,
to
but
it, like the flu.
Yeah, they
every
adapt to it.
disease has become immune to
To
what did
the
I just?
effects of it.
What are we talking about?
I have no clue. We're talking about stem cells that went on to antibiotics.
Antibiotics.
I just completely forgot what we were talking about. Antibiotics, and then apparently, like, because there's no pharmaceutical company that wants to invest in antibiotics, because you take antibiotics once, and your staph infection, your flu is gone, and you're good to go. And then you're never going to get on it again. The odds are you'll be on antibiotics 3 times your life.
I've been on antibiotics like 15 to 16 times in
You're
the
a
last
filthy
10
human.
years.
You're a filthy human.
I mean, no, that's not 3 times. Shit, no. I've had to take was it Z-Pack several times
Did
in
you
my
say you're
life.
the average person?
No. I've met a
Say
lot of
Cole?
people that have taken
Cole?
antibiotics a lot.
Cole was on antibiotics when he got plowed down by that car.
Actually, I wasn't.
You weren't? They just hang out to
No,
dry.
he didn't need it. Because there
No.
was there any open wounds?
No.
No.
Damn, you just fucking
wouldn't
took
need
like a
it.
man.
I mean, it's like strep throat. I've had strep throat at least 4 times in my life.
What the hell are you doing over there?
Listen, your mama.
Oh.
And she a dirty one, too.
Oh, burn.
But a lot of people take antibiotics. It's just a matter of your basic physical condition, what you're around. I mean, my kids, they're around other kids. Kids get sick a lot.
Sick kids get sick.
And other sick kids get other sick kids sick. Or kids sick. Fuck, I forget
Did you-
what I'm trying to say.
I can't remember the number, but it was like in the thousands of people who were killed by doctors because the doctors don't wash their hands properly. Like the doctor's in a hospital all day long, just sickness everywhere, and then they come in and they just sort of scrub their hands underwater, no soap. They just sort of run their hands underwater, and then they go touching you.
I know.
I was with a dude with Ebola. Like, no, I'm joking, but like not Ebola, but like something crazy.
I've seen a lot of people, a lot of doctors using hand sanitizer. They'll wash their hands, wipe them off, and then use hand sanitizer right afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And
my doctor,
that's
like every time I've seen him,
practice.
he comes in like, here, like use soap, wash his hands, dry them off, and then use hand sanitizer.
Yep, and that's the way to stop stuff from transferring. Anyway, so one last subject before we go, guys. What do you want to talk about?
Actually, we haven't done this in a while. We've talked about what we're doing, but let's talk about our channels and like what we're planning on doing. I know Kelly, you plan on doing something unique, especially with Twitch, because I feel like you got the whole Twitch thing going. I feel like yes, YouTube's a thing for you, but like I'd let that take a step back because I feel like you got the Twitch thing going on.
I do. It's okay. I had a lot of momentum about a month, 2-3 months ago. Had a good chunk of momentum, and then a bunch of stuff in my life happened, and I had to take a step back and get my bearings back and figure out what I was doing. That's why SubSunday stopped. That's why a lot of my streams stopped. I didn't post any videos for a while because I needed to stop and reconsider a lot of things about my life. That's why my stream has not been as active as lately. I started working a job, and that's actually been keeping me busy a lot lately, which is nice. Frustrating but nice, because I'd still like to make Twitch a full-time gig. I mean, if I could get partners and make enough money off of Twitch, I could, logically just do Twitch as a living and move my family anywhere I want to, in the United States. As long as it had good internet and I could continue to make that, I could do what I need to do and take care of my family. But basically right now I'm just playing a shitload of Destiny. I'm loving Destiny. I have a sub-service through Twitch. It's through GameWisp. So if you want to help support the stream, you can go to you click on the GameWisp link down below and become a subscriber. And on Sundays, I'm going to start doing Sundays again, which I'm going to be doing Sunday movies and Sunday streams with my subscribers. Like right now, I'm trying to get everybody in my channel into Destiny, so that way we can all play Destiny together.
Yeah, it's sad. The fact that all my friends who used to play, I'm trying to get them to play again, and they're like, wait, but it's going to be the same thing. No, this time it's different, I promise.
It is a lot different, actually. They've done a wonderful job with Rise of Iron. It wasn't as long as The Taken King, but I'm okay with that. I actually enjoy the additions. I like the new tower. I like the temple. The temple is pretty damn awesome.
Did you get to the top?
Oh yeah, I got to the top twice. I'm actually gonna do a video of getting to the top with my Titan, because that's the only one I have left to get to the top with. But right now, what I'm doing is I'm grinding for 365, which is the max level you can get from blues. And,
yeah, right.
What I'm
334, so I have a lot of stuff.
I'm 355 right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my hunter up to 365, so that way every drop I get from at the end of the strike is 365, and get two of each, so I can pass it on to my warlock and titan, and get them right to 365, so that way I can start working everybody up to 385, and take them through the strike.
Okay, so what I'm doing with my channel, I literally have no idea. I'm just basically trying a whole bunch of different things. There's still going to be the gameplay commentary type thing. Obviously going to be doing more Destiny. I've been live streaming. I've been using Restream, so I've been live streaming to Twitch and YouTube at the same time, and it's pretty cool. I actually like it. Yeah, it's pretty intensive on your computer, but I have a computer that can run it, so that's perfectly fine. I'm planning on doing more like IRL stuff, because your boy here has been sitting down too much, and I gotta get active and go outside and do stuff.
You totally should. You totally should do like more vlogs and stuff, because I'm liking them.
Another thing that I want to do is there's this guy that I watch. He does a lot of Pokemon Go videos. His name is Trainer Tips, and it's funny because his cousin is Zuko. And
Dante,
yeah,
Bosco?
yeah.
Not Bosco, is it? Dante?
No, I forgot what his last
Dante
name.
Bosco, I think.
Yeah, Dante Bosco. And occasionally in the Pokemon Go videos, he'll go visit his cousin to help him with his channel and YouTube videos and stuff.
People still play Pokemon Go. Yes, people still play.
That is
I still
awesome.
And he'll just give his commentary, talk about him, and occasionally he'll answer questions. And it's so weird because normally when you see voice actors and stuff like that, you don't think that they sound normally like their characters, but he sounds exactly like that. That's just his voice.
Oh, yeah.
He's just talking. But that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, I haven't been streaming. I've been making a game. I'm thinking about streaming under creative while making the game.
You're making a game?
Yeah.
You gonna give us some access so we can? Better not hit me with the copyright strike.
I know, right? What a punk.
You're gonna charge. You're gonna be like, I'm gonna send you a code and asking you to stream my game. You're gonna be like, we charge 20,000 for per stream for a sponsored stream, and I'm gonna be like, what?
That'll be $20,000 for me to stream this game, and I reserve all rights to trash it. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. Yeah.
So I've been doing, I'll probably stream under creative then, and while I'm doing that, because
Do
why
it.
not?
Frickin' do it, dude. Hell yeah, do it.
Okay, and before we go, Eric, actually we should have done this at the beginning. Tell everybody what you do, what your channel is.
We should have did that.
Should
Should have done that a long time ago.
I did give like a quick hello and stuff. My little internet name is right here, Sensu Frihole. I also do gaming. I do like, I guess you could say reviews of games, although I've only done one. My first full review is going to be on Mafia 3, but I have done like first impressions where I review like an early build of a game and see if it has any potential like down the road. And I did one of We Happy Few, and I'm quite proud of like that video.
I still
But,
have
like,
to play We Happy Few.
We Happy
Don't get
Few.
it. Do not get it.
There's a free trial on the Xbox One.
I already have it.
You can play it for like 45 minutes, and I did. And I played it for a little bit more. Through like borrowing like other people's accounts and playing a little bit more of it. There were some things that I liked, but a video will be on my channel. You just search up my name, Sensu Friole. I'll just like type my name in there, be like hi. And I do like group gameplays with like friends, like funny moments and stuff like that. And I do stream a little bit, but right now I'm only using a laptop, so it's not really the best thing in the world. So I can't even use like my face cam in it. Like I can't even use this webcam while I'm gaming. Unless I'm playing like something on my computer that's like very low end. Like maybe if I'm playing Team Fortress 2, then I can have like a face cam on it, and then I'll have like.
Why don't you get a capture card?
I do have one, but the capture card is very taxing on my laptop. Like I have it connected up to my Xbox One, but whenever I connect it to OBS, it's like very slow frame rates. And even when I overlay a webcam on the Elgato software, like I can't use my face cam. Like I can only use it without a face cam, and then I have like a steady like frame rate.
Okay.
Well, with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed SubSunday episode 87. Like we all said in the beginning, if you want to be on the show, let Kelly, myself, X Citadel, or DeWeezy know.
Right there, yeah.
Or let Sensu know. If you let Sensu know, he will not tell one of us, so you will not get on the show, but give it a try.
what he said.
Yeah, and then I don't know.
All right, thank you guys
Plugs
for coming out and hanging out. I appreciate it. I'll be streaming probably here in a couple hours because OBS decided to corrupt my entire scene selection for OBS for my live streaming stuff, so I have to rebuild it all. This is gonna suck. So yeah, thank you guys all for coming and hanging out. I truly appreciate it. I love your faces, and you're awesome.
They're all really, really cool. Vape Nate, yo, he knows. We're Vape Nation. Vape Nation.
Oh my god, guys!
I don't actually vape. I do it for the memes, like that Ace meme. Memes. It hurts.
Optic Nation. Optic Nation.
All right, guys. I will see y'all later.
But,